Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today TV. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand all the latest cues of the stock markets, the way the D-Street has panned out in trade throughout the first half of the trading session, the sectors and the stocks that are in focus, the news flows that are impacting the stocks as well, and what should be your investment strategy when it comes to markets, and several pockets that are buzzing in trade today. We'll also get you the expert views, but first up, a quick check on how the markets are doing at this point in time. Well, halfway through, we are seeing the markets are flattish with a negative bias and are trading amid a whole lot of volatility. Right now, it's just about a 10 points cut on the Nifty that you can spot, 17,832 as the current level for the Nifty 50. The Sensex is hovering about 15 points lower, 60,676, absolutely flat with a negative bias right now. So you do see NTPC, Tata Steel, Adani Ports as the top gainers today. And apart from that, a whole host of other stocks that are dragging the street include Apollo Hospitals, Adani Enterprises, Bajaj Auto, Coal India, IndusInd Bank. These are the stocks that are dragging the street sentiments today. Overall, when we talk about the broader markets, the trend is mixed, although flattish, with mid-caps trading with a positive bias, the small caps slightly down in trade. India VIX levels have jumped higher, 3.5%, and are at 13.8 levels. Keep an eye out on this because we are approaching the series expiry and there could be heightened volatility as we approach that on Thursday as well. In terms of the sectors, it's a mixed trend with largely most of the sectors trading down with 1% cut coming in for the royalty pack that has been trending downwards for many days now. PSU banks also seeing cuts, 1.4% downtick right here. The IT stocks today are down in trade, although they had been showing a lot of resistance, resilience and a bounce even amid the subdued and a lackluster trade in market. Today they are down by 0.4%. Autos are moving in a slower lane, about a 0.25% cut there. The Nifty Bank is flat with a negative bias, largely dragged by the PSU banks today. Apart from this, metals are slightly hovering higher, FMCG also picking up slight pace. Financial services in the Nifty Bank is holding up despite the overall trend, which is muted. The market breadth, however, still skewed towards the declines, 30 declines to 20 advances when we talk about the Nifty 50 stocks. But time now to welcome our guest for the day. Kranthi Bathini joins in from WealthMills Securities and he's the Director of Equity Research there. Welcome, Mr. Bathini, and thank you so much for taking the time out. First up, as we approach the series expiry, we have seen a lot of volatility really picking up pace. Even the bounces that we had seen, the efforts of the Nifty to again cross the 18,000 mark, again have been breached on the downside once again. What does the setup really look like, and what will it take for the markets to really get out of this range that it has been stuck in for a long time?
Actually, yes, you rightly mentioned that markets are stuck in a range. And as and when Nifty is going above 18,000, it's facing a stiff resistance level above 18,000. As long as we are in this range, we are in a positive territory, but we are trading in a medium-term basis. We are trading in a negative bias right now.
Sure.
What we can see is there is a more of a stock-specific action that is taking place right now, rather than the indices outperforming. Overall, we are in a consolidation phase right now, and consolidation phase normally pinches the investors' patience, and also traders also they tend to be in a impatient zone right now. So it is a part and parcel of the bull market. Normally, it happens sometimes in the market. It happened many times earlier also. Before any breakout the market gives, okay, this phase is going to continue for some more weeks. We need to seek some kind of breakout that should come from the global markets or from the domestic markets. The global markets, okay, they're just waiting for the cues with respect to Federal Reserve minutes or some kind of positive news that waited in the global markets. Right now, overall, the equity markets are in a complete consolidation phase, which testing the patience of each and everyone.
Okay, understood that. The pocket that's again back in the news today is the Adani Group of stocks. So we'll definitely focus on that as well and try to help all our viewers understand what is the way forward. We do know that the Adani Group stocks market cap has more than halved in just less than a month's time as well. and we've seen that the group's entire market cap is now lower than the top 3 companies that are listed on the stock exchanges, Reliance Industries, TCS, HDFC Bank as well. What is your thought process? You know, we've seen, I think, the entire market cap reduced to about 8.2 lakh crore rupees, down from 19.2 lakh crore rupees from January 24th until now. Even though there were some periods of bounces, we've still seen the market cap slipping below that $100 billion market cap right here. And that's despite the positive news flows that are also flowing in. We've been hearing all through the day some of the repayments of you know, the Adani Group that they have been consistently doing as well, also delaying some of the acquisition plans that we were listening to earlier. So they are actually being a little prudent when it comes to managing cash flows as well. But despite that, there is a lot of mixed trend that we are spotting. Of course, some of the stocks are higher in trade, but overall the market cap, looking at the market cap currently, what is your thought process on the Adani Group of stocks?
Sakshi, you rightly mentioned, okay, that what we witnessed is there is a wealth erosion of $135 billion with respect to market capitalization of Adani Group is concerned. And if we analyze the whole segment of data that is revolving and evolving from past few weeks, there is a mixed kind of news that's coming. One day there is a positive news, the other day there is a negative news. And the stocks are completely in a corrective phase right now. And what we can see is last week some kind of selective buying we witnessed in counters like Adani Enterprises and uh, and Adani Ports and Ambuja Cements. We witnessed some kind of bottom fishing. What we witnessed, but for the stocks to rally from here, they need to have some kind of booster, some kind of more positive news markets are expecting. So that's not coming at this moment of time. That's why there is some kind of a skittishness, some kind of correction, what we are witnessing in Adani Group shares. Of course, there are some kind of positive news that came that they have been one way, they have been repaying their debt and prepaying their debt. That's a very good positive indication for the market. But coming to their expansion plans right now, they want to make a soft landing right now. That's the reason they have uh, postponed the plans to acquire stakes like in PTC and also in the Adani Power postponing, canceling the acquisitions of DB Power and all. So right now there is a kind of a soft landing that they are trying to do. And one thing is, foremost thing the group has to keep in mind is one thing, they need to give the investor confidence that they are trying to give, and also share the roadmap for the uh, roadmap going ahead for the entire group companies. The
Absolutely.
corporate strategy is essential right now. That's what the shareholders are looking forward from Adani Group.
Absolutely, corporate strategy is essential, and that's what the shareholders are looking forward to. But let's take these companies one by one to understand from an expert's point of view, your point of view, what should be the approach that investors must have on some of these stocks. So let's start off with Adani Power today. It has hit the fourth 5% upper circuit. In fact, it has rallied about 21% in the last 4 days, and it is right now trading at 171. You know, what should be the investor strategy on Adani Power? We do know that the volume is there of around 10.72 lakh shares on the BSE, with pending buy orders to the tune of 4.13 lakh shares in the morning as well. Your thoughts on the kind of, but the stock is still down about 38% when we talk about from the January 24th close. But in the last 4 days, it has jumped up 21%. So your thoughts on how one should approach Adani Power right now, because it of the upper circuits, one is likely to miss on the opportunity that it may present, even if one wants to get into the stock at this point in time. Your thoughts?
Actually, if you see, whenever the stock hits a upper circuit, okay, that gives a renewed confidence for the investors. But a consecutive two lower circuits, again, investors get scared when to enter into the stock. So if a retail investors who is a risk averse, definitely they need to wait for some kind of fundamental reason why the stock has been hitting the upper circuit. And if there is a reversal of the circuit, nobody knows. So right now, the fresh buying, I don't advocate the investors to go jump and buy the
Sure.
stock right now. Uh, just wait for the corporate strategy that should come from the management. One should need to keep in mind these stocks have rallied in past 2 years from a range of 30 rupees to above 400 levels. That's what the stock rallied, and from there the stock have corrected. So
Yeah.
whether it's the right time to enter into the stock, let the stock to get stabilized, because the reason is whenever the stock keep on hitting upper circuit, we don't know when it will take a U-turn. That happened many times in Adani Power. If you see the movement of the stock. So if anyone want to play with the momentum, okay, they can play with the momentum. The momentum traders can take the part, but not seriously, not for the investing is concerned.
Okay, okay, understood that. Let's now talk about Adani Ports. Now, this is one of the stocks that has been the least loser when we talk about during the sell-off that we have seen since January 24th until now. The stock is down about 22, 23 odd percent from the January 24th levels as well. Your thoughts on Adani Ports? Many experts believe that the fundamentals of Adani Ports are quite strong. So this could be one of the companies to recover, fastest when things get, back on track for Adani Group. Do you also believe so? And is this a company then worth looking at 584 kind of levels where it is trading at today, about 1% up in trade?
Sakshi, as you mentioned, the stock got corrected from the peak nearly 30-40%. But in recent lows also, the stock has risen nearly 30-40%. So the people, of course, chasing the bottom is a very difficult task to anyone. Of course, there is good value that the stock gives, and also the kind of assets they own is completely unmatchable right now in India with respect to the ports business is concerned. But one thing one need to think, Sakshi, when we do a stock specific action in Adani Groups is concerned, if there is some problem in other group companies also, that will have overall systemic effect on the entire group. So I consider if the group overall corporate strategy is extremely important by choosing the stocks, but investors with a high risk appetite definitely in a staggered manner they can start buying stocks like Adani Ports in a very staggered manner,
Okay.
suitable for the high risk appetite investors. Because anything, the other group companies, if there is a kind of some kind of volatility, extra volatility that's getting created, okay, that will have a ripple effect on the entire group companies. One need to consider that angle also before taking any position in Adani Group shares.
Okay, understood that. Let's now talk about Adani Green, which was locked at 5% lower circuit today. And there were reports that the company has now decided to review the capex plan or the capital expenditure plan as well, which was of 10,000 crores for financial year 2024. And that is what has dented the sentiments today again. The stock is at 567, locked in at 5% lower circuit. Now, along with Adani Green, we've also seen Adani Total Gas and an Adani Transmission. These three of the Adani Group stocks are in fact the worst hit when it comes to the free fall that we have witnessed since January 24th, where Adani Green has plunged as much as 70% from that time until today, and the other stocks, Adani Total Gas and Adani Transmission, have also lost about 77% and 70% in total. So that's the kind of massive wealth destruction that we have seen for these three counters. What would be your thought for these three, and how should investors be approaching these three particular counters?
Sakshi, if I have to see the previous data, these are the stocks like Adani Green is the stock which rallied most in the group companies. The stock had rallied from a range of last 3 years from 200 levels to it touched a high of 4,000 level also. So earlier people used to have a fear, always they have a feel of they missed the rally in the stock. If they invested on the top, uh, uh, they would have destroyed a lot of wealth destruction in their portfolio. So the stocks, whenever the stocks are in momentum range, okay, one should know when to sow a seed and when to pluck the fruit from the tree. That is extremely important when the stocks are in a complete momentum zone. So this is the reason when a stock witnesses an unusual momentum in a stock, that is the time at least investors need to take the profit from the table, take the capital from the table. The remaining thing can be a bonus for them. So at least with this example, the investor should learn how to strategize themselves when they take any position, when the stock have unusual rallies. These are the classic lessons for the investors. This is the range one can invest. If you ask me, honestly, I'll say no, because we don't know where the bottom.
True. But you know, the other two stocks, the recently acquired stocks, ACC, Ambuja, they are up in trade today. And that is after Adani Cement really said that these cement makers will be resuming their operations at the two plants in Himachal Pradesh after resolving issues over the freight rates. Now, this has been a positive development that has led to the bounce today in ACC and Ambuja cement stocks. You can actually see ACC is still down in trade about 0.7%, but Ambuja Cements is up by 1.35%. Now, this is as per the Gagal and Darlaghat units. They were shut for more than 2 months owing to the deadlock negotiations between the Adani Group cement businesses and Himachal Pradesh-based truck drivers as well. Now, this seems to have gotten some kind of clarity, and both these units of ACC and Ambuja, these are the largest industrial units in HP, and now these will become very operational soon. That's what is expected right here. Your thoughts on these cement majors, and do you think that despite all this rout that we have seen in the Adani Group, these two companies in the cement pack are good enough to be looked at from a long-term perspective, even at the levels that they are trading at currently?
Yes, actually, the stocks are recently come on the group radar of Adani Group, and they are pretty good in terms of their balance sheets and the business models. Since the stock have corrected from their peak, okay, one can look in a staggered manner, accumulating stocks like Ambuja Cement in their portfolio, because the infrastructure story in India is vibrant, and there will be a lot of demand for cement that's going to come due to the government capex plan, and also the investment and construction cycle in India is concerned. So one can look at the companies like Ambuja Cements in their portfolio. But one thing the investor also need to keep in mind is, okay, the overall has to group need to come in the better position. Then only we can see very good rallies that might come in the coming days. Okay, if the entire group is struggling, you cannot expect. It's like something, if you have a headache, which is the entire group, okay, that pain will be there in the entire body parts. We cannot, the same thing can happen with respect to the entire group. If there is one pocket that is struggling, that will have the impact in the entire group companies, despite of the other pockets uh, doing well also, the other organs doing well also. So this is the perspective one need to understand before venturing into these stocks.
Absolutely understand that as well. But you know, overall, Adani Group, we've discussed a whole lot as well in today's trading session. But apart from the Adani Group, where are the other opportunities that exist currently for the investors? Those who are looking outside of this group and the activity right here, where is a safe spot right now and to look for better returns in the current market?
Actually, still banking and financial services offers a good space for the long-term investors, and also one can consider stocks in capital goods space and engineering space. Okay, these are the pockets one can look at this point of time, and any weakness in the market current at this moment of time, investors with a long-term horizon definitely can take part in the capital goods space is concerned.
Right, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bathini, for being with us on this show and discussing with us all these various facets of the markets as well, and what should be investor strategy going forward from here. And thank you very much, and hope to catch you very, very soon again to discuss more about the market insights going forward too. Right now, the markets are trading subdued, about 26 points down, 60,664 over the Sensex. The Nifty is hovering about 8 to 9 points low at 17,835 levels as well. Absolutely flat with the negative bias, but we'll keep an eye out on how the markets trade going forward from here, and we'll keep getting you all the updates as to how the experts are viewing the current trade as well. Until then, you do stay tuned with us onto Business Today TV. Don't forget forget to subscribe to this channel and also stick with us via our other social media platforms, that's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn and Instagram. Many thanks for tuning in for now.
The plenary session of the Congress will be getting started in Chhattisgarh a few days' time. The Congress has accused the Modi government of indulging in vindictive politics by getting the ED raids done on Congress leaders in Chhattisgarh, ma'am.
I've said this before, investigative agencies, ED, CBI and everybody else do their huge big homework for quite some time, and only when they have necessary prima facie material in their hand, and particularly if it is income tax and ED, after having sent quite a number of questionnaires for which they get their complete reply or partial reply or no reply, it is only after that they go. It cannot be done overnight by any institution.